I'm in Palm Springs, and I came out to Palm Springs to meet up with my friend and straight talker and news anchor extraordinaire out here in Palm Springs, Miss Sarah Sanchez. Sarah, hello. Welcome to Afterglow.
Thank you, Mr. Malone.
Okay, I've been wanting to do this with you for so long. I have to say, when I first met you, I loved you instantly. Like, you just, I knew that you got Fagsy too on the show, and that made me really happy because I was new and I was still, trying to figure it all out. And I think you told Ross you really liked Fagsy or something, and I remember that. So thank you. But I just love you so much.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I know. I told Ross when I met him, I said I love Fagsy. Well, I love your laugh. I thought your laugh always brought something. Yeah, bright and airy to the podcast.
Oh my God, thank you, Sarah Sanchez, so much. I got voted most contagious laugh in high school.
Oh, really? Yeah. Learn something new about you every day.
Isn't that wonderful, Sarah Sanchez? Okay, so we're going to recap the episode titled Gravy. So, like I say almost on every show, I was on the show and I kind of don't remember it. I remember bits and pieces, so I hope you have your notes ready.
Oh, I have my notes.
Okay, let's do it.
It's time to recap. Wanna know what you've been thinking, so let's discuss it. Mumbo jumbo jiving. Say it all, say everything. Get this recap poppin'. Afterglow. Break it down straight, talk to me. Yeah. Glow.
Say what?
Afterglow. Rip a fart and move with my body. Yeah.
Girl.
Afterglow. Come on, straight talk to me about the show. Afterglow. Let's go.
All right, Sarah Sanchez, my love, my dear, dear listener of love. Let's start at the very beginning. Now, I say this every show, like I was on the show, I did the show, but Sarah, it's like a blur. I just can't quite remember. So, what stands out for you in the episode?
Well, I took notes throughout the entire episode. The first thing is you announced, because since it's going to be live streamed again, that you're going to start wearing wigs. Do you remember, though? Yeah, you can take it. Do you remember when there was the live streams before the video live streams? You said the same thing. You were going to wear new hats every day. Do you remember this?
Yes, and we did a whole Hats Entertainment segment. Remember the Hats Entertainment song, Sarah?
I don't.
Oh my God, that's so good. Hats Entertainment. It didn't go over. It didn't last long, but
you should probably bring it back, I'm thinking.
Oh my God. Okay, I forgot I wore a wig on the show. Now, oh God. It's very perilous because we're in a cafe right now, but I kind of like how perilous it is. Okay, so the fact that I wore a wig, but I completely forgot that I wore the wig, but it was so brittle. Didn't you think like Ross said, I looked like a burned out country western star? I kind of did, didn't you think?
Well, I actually didn't see the wig, I must confess, but
Sarah Marie!
Listen, I know your Instagram very well, and I know the wigs you bring out. I knew exactly which wig it was.
Well, you're so funny. I think I'm going to wear wigs different wigs. So, do you have a wig I can borrow? Do you have any wigs at home?
I actually do. I was going to bring you one, but I don't know where it is.
Sarah, oh my God, can you find it and FedEx it?
I will. Don't you know?
Okay, so let's start at the beginning because of the wigs, but let's really get into it. I want to know what you really thought about everything, and don't hold back. Just be blunt, and I know you can even hold the phone. Here you go.
Well, I'm a journalist and I interview people, and the number one thing is don't let the person you're interviewing grab the microphone. So here I am grabbing your microphone. I was just going to say the whole vibe of the show, loved it because Daria was on it. I'm obviously a huge Daria fan, but because CJ wasn't there and Daria was on the show, such a feminine vibe, very girly vibes. I mean, gravy aside.
Freaky Fagsy.
Freaky Fagsy aside. But I will say that every time it's like all boys in the room, it's a very boy vibe, right? Really? Yes, I don't think you get that because you're in it on it.
Oh my God. Okay, no, I don't get that. I've never thought about that. So when it's all guys, it's like what? It's like just a guy vibe.
It's raunchy.
It's raunchy. So but the girl vibe. The Freaky Fagsy. We'll get to it, I guess. But it was. I don't think any of that's raunchy. I think that's just sex positive talk.
No, but the girl vibe is like a little gigglier. Nikki kept talking about poop.
Why is it fine when... See, she talks about poop, and she doesn't get raked over the coals, but I'll talk about poop, and I get raked over the coals on social media. Why is that?
Because when Nikki talks about poop, it's like, are you regular?
I know, it's like really sweet. Is it my tone that's just so like rough?
I guess it's just funny.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so so you love that Daria. I really miss CJ. I love that Daria was there, and since you've been listening to the podcast for a long time, from the beginning, did you hear almost the beginning?
I started listening in 2014. Yeah, and I used to, so here the story is that my husband and I lived apart from each other. We lived in different states for our second year of marriage. And when I lived apart from him, I used to listen to the podcast all the time when I was taking the dogs for a walk. So I take these really long walks in Montana, and I listened to the podcast. So for me, like, it was therapeutic. I had my little therapeutic shows that I would listen to, and Straight Talk was one of them.
I love that. Well, thank you for listening and being a loyal listener. And Sarah, like, so do you? I ask this question to people, everyone that's on Afterglow. What do you think? Because you're a longtime listener. Do you like how the show's evolved and what it's kind of turned into? Because it's changed a bit.
Absolutely, and I'm definitely more of I'm easygoing when it comes to stuff like this. Like, I don't get worked up over things like this. Like, changes, I should say. Like, I do Smarter Than Mark. It had its moment. You know what I mean? Things like that. Like, change is good. I love change. I love the way the show's going. I love everything. I really do. I truly do.
I love that, Sarah. Thank you so much. Yeah, people really miss Smarter Than Mark.
Yeah.
But we play just really silly, easy games. Numb That Tune. Is there a game that you like? Like, what's your favorite game? Smarter Than Mark, besides Smarter Than Mark.
Oh my gosh. You know what I loved? The one that you hated so much, when Ross would ask, like, what year did something happen?
Oh my God, when did it happen?
Yes, I actually really love that, because we can play along at home. I think that's what makes it so exciting. And I was always right, and I'd be screaming, Nikki's terrible at it too.
Nikki is terrible at it.
Nikki's worse than you.
No, she's worse than me.
Yeah.
But the thing with me is, like, why I complained about that game is because Ross wanted us to, like, gameplay it, like, talk it out, like, well, in like 2005 I was doing this, and I remember doing this. So I'm trying to think of the year it happened, but he's wanting me to talk more about it. So I just couldn't. Do you know what I mean? I was trying to do two things at once. Does that make sense?
Well, you can't talk about some stuff. Like, it just happened in 1996, and that's just what it is.
That's exactly right. And so I was always struggling, like, thinking, okay, he wants me to talk more about it, but Steve, stop. I have Steve here with me, and he's being unruly.
Too much.
It's too much. Okay, so what else about the episode? What did we get into right away? What was that? Daria?
Daria of Thanksgiving change.
How did you like that soundbite?
Loved it. I want to know how these come up. Does Ross text you? Does he say, like, I need you to do this, I need you, or do you send it to him?
No, he doesn't do that. They just pop into my head at random times. Like, I'll be taking a shower, or I'll wake up and go, oh my God, Daria of Thanksgiving change. Like, they just pop into my head, and then I do them.
And then you just sent it to him, and you said, this needs to happen?
Yeah, and he's always super supportive. He never says, like, can you do this? Or he's always like, I love it. It's great. It's so funny.
It reminds me of something you said in the last episode where you go, well, I'm a lyricist.
No, I'm a vocalist. Yeah, what were we doing? Oh, we were Numb That Tune. I was terrible at it.
I love that. Well, vocalist, lyricist, you're the same thing. Lyricist makes you sound like a rapper.
I know. Okay, so where did we go? What did we do?
Okay, so first Daria did her Straight Talk rendition.
What'd you think?
Oh my God, love it.
I actually really loved it. I even said it on the show. Like, I like this a lot. I think Daria, that was very talented. I like that version. Straight Talk. Didn't you find it kind of meditative and kind of sexy?
Yes. I don't know.
I'm not sexy.
I was like, well, not sexy. It just was fun.
I know, it was good. Yeah. Daria of Change. Daria of a Change.
Oh my God, he's screaming.
In the cafe. Look, no one even pays attention.
No, they're all drunk.
Okay, what do you think about, I do remember this, when Ross was raking me over the coals about not turning on my Christmas tree?
Here's the thing. I know you, and Ross knows you very well, but it's all for show. Like, I can tell it's all for show. He knows how to push your buttons. He knows how to get you worked up. And that's just what it is. And I'm like, oh, here we go. Because before commercial break, there was something that happened, and I'm mad at Faxi.
And I always now I'm starting to say, okay, now what did I do? Do you ever hear me saying that now? I sometimes really don't know what I did that he's mad about. But the Christmas tree, but you get my side of it. Like, I didn't finish decorating it.
I don't even have my Christmas tree up, so it's fine. I understand. But I do have to say, I think, well, no, because you want me to have 3 tops and 3 bottoms, so I'm not going to get to that yet.
Yeah, well,
my favorite part.
oh yeah, no, that's coming up. We'll say it's kind of hard. Save it for top and bottom. Okay, well, we'll just talk a little bit more about the show.
Yeah, I have a couple other things.
Okay, tell me.
I need some insight on you. So Ross said that he's not an aggressive driver.
Did he say he wasn't an aggressive driver?
He said he wasn't an aggressive. He said, "I am not an aggressive driver." And not that I think he would be an aggressive driver. It's just he's lived in LA for this long, and he is not a nice driver.
I'm like thinking about this. I don't remember when he said that, but sometimes he's
talking about rushing home and having to poop, and how the only time.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
And then as you get closer, you have to go more. You know that, right? It's like a psychological thing.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, my mom will tell you that too. When you step in the door and you immediately have to pee. But he was saying that the only time he's been an aggressive driver is when he had to use the facilities.
Okay, thank you. Now I remember. He is not an aggressive driver. I always tell him when I'm riding with him that he's actually a really good driver. Wow. Like, he doesn't go too fast, too slow. He's just a really good driver. So I don't think he's aggressive. But in LA, he's not. But
it was some insight into Ross that I didn't really ever think about, and I was like, oh, interesting. I would picture him a little bit more aggressive of a driver, but maybe he can drive for Lyft.
Wait, did you just say maybe he could drive for Lyft? Can you imagine? Well, I'm his Uber driver.
Yeah, I do know.
I know. And I wish you could see us. Like, sometimes I take us out of the picture, and I'm like, Ross, imagine if somebody saw us driving by, and you're in the backseat of my car, and I'm driving you. It's just so crazy looking. But it's really funny that he wants to rate me as his Uber driver.
Your rating is going down.
Yeah, but he's a great driver.
What music do you play for him when he is in your car?
Well, okay, that's another thing that we get into, because my radio's broken, and he swears that it works. He's like, it works, watch. And then he finds a station, and he's like, see? But my radio is broken, but every now and then it will work, and it only happens to work when he's in the car. So he believes that it works, but it really doesn't work. Does that make sense?
So there's no music? You just listen to broken radio? Or?
Yeah, we listen to broken radio, and then I turn it off because I get irritated. It's just static, Ross, and I turn it off. But I did, because I don't have a Bluetooth in my car because it's older, and then like the thing broke. What's it called? The auxiliary. It broke in my car, so I can't listen to stuff through my speakers. So, but we did.
It's a lot of silence.
It's a lot of silence. And Ross said the other day when we were driving, he's like, "Mr. Uber driver, can you turn on some music or something?" And I'm like, what am I going to do? And then I remember I bought a Lady Gaga CD for $5 at Walmart, like the one with like Poker Face and everything on it. So I stuck it in and we listened to that, and it was so enjoyable.
Oh, okay. So there you go. They listen to Lady Gaga when he's being his Uber driver.
And Ross sings at the top of his lungs. Okay, should we?
I have to say something though, because Ross was saying that he got off at a car wash, right? He got off at a car wash to poop that one time.
That's right.
I have some insight. My family, what our little trick of the trade is for when you have to use the facilities is go to a hospital. The restrooms are sterile, and rush to the ER.
Oh my
It is
God.
an emergency.
That's a great suggestion. Yeah. On the way here, I had to go to the bathroom really bad, so I stopped at TJ Maxx, and it was so nice. It was a really clean one, so that was a good one. There was no one there. It was really nice.
You couldn't find the Hobby Lobby off the 10?
The racist Hobby Lobby. Too much. For a second, I thought you said the Car Ross.
Car wash.
See? Car Ross. You can say Car Ross. It's kind of a tongue twister. Okay, well, let's get to top and bottom. What do you think?
We have one other thing to talk about.
Oh, good.
Karaoke at the... Where was this again?
At the Holiday Inn in Burbank.
The Holiday Inn. Wait, what?
Okay, Sarah. It's so honky-tonk white trash.
Did he say it was at the Holiday Inn? Did he mention that?
No, I did. I said I brought it up. I said the Holiday Inn karaoke. Yeah.
Oh my God.
No, he loves it. He loves it, and he goes there. And you should try to get there with us sometime. It is so, you feel like, I don't know, kind of feels like you're on a cruise ship, and then it kind of feels like a convalescent home.
What a combination. Listen, first of all, for all of my Drop Dead Gorgeous fans out there, Airport Hojo.
Oh my
That's
God.
what I thought of, right, when you said the Holiday Inn. Additionally, I went to college in Spokane, Washington, and there's karaoke, like, kind of everywhere. And I think I know what a honky-tonk karaoke.
Oh my God. See, Sarah, I just love that you get it. And I just, a side note, I want to say that Sarah is the one who gave me the DVD of Drop Dead Gorgeous, and that's when I first saw it and loved it. I gotta watch it again. I love that movie.
It's so good. I can't believe you lived all that time without watching it.
I know. Now I gotta see the Goonies. What'd your husband say the one I should see? Was it the Goonies? No, you don't think I should watch Goonies?
Well, I haven't seen the Goonies. He says you should because I haven't even seen it.
Or Sissy and Ebert. People want that. People want me to do a Sissy and
Now
Ebert.
we're gonna get it with that saying don't watch the Goonies.
I know. I know. Steve, stop. He's pulling. He's absolutely unruly. All right. Well, let's get to top and bottom. Unless you have anything else you want to say.
Well,
Chime in on.
I second this. You have to think going into karaoke, what are you going to sing? You have to, because you like singing Blue Bayou, which is actually really funny. My dad loves Linda Ronstadt and always says I need to be singing that song. But like, you do have to go in. You can't go in singing like Slipknot or and that's what people do.
I know. No, I love that you brought this up because I agree with Ross. You should not, well, first of all, you should not sing a ballad at karaoke. You just don't, because people want to go there to have a good time and be uplifted. So sing an up-tempo song. And if you're going to sing Blue Bayou, you better be really good, a good vocalist.
Yeah. 100%, but I do say that I sing Take My Breath Away, the Jessica Simpson version of it, when I go to karaoke, and I have my friends fan me.
Wait, that's the one Cookie and I did. We did a duet of Take My Breath Away. Take Our Mic Away, remember? We did a duet, Cookie and I. Yeah, it's in one of the episodes. Sarah!
I have terrible memory.
I do too. I'm actually kind of bad too. But I just love that you brought the karaoke thing up.
Yeah,
and Ross lives for it.
I know. It needs to be said, though. You have to know when you go in, you have to sing a crowd pleaser. You can't go in there to sing for yourself.
Yes, I'm glad you said that. And you have to. It's like mandatory.
Yeah.
Because you just lose the audience if you sing Blue Bayou. You just do. But I will say, we were talking about the regulars that go there. I mean, it's fascinating. These people, this is like their big night. They get ready at home, and they get to a place in front of their mirror where they're like, I look good. You know what I mean? And then they go to the Holiday Inn, and they meet all their friends. They're all hugging and giving each other high fives. And then they get up and they do their songs that they do every week, and everybody claps for them. Like, their friends support them. So it's like their night to shine. It's very surreal, but I'm supportive of it because I feel like I don't think their dream came true, and maybe this is it.
That's what I'm thinking. Are they old, musical theater people? I can say that. I am. I'm a musical theater person.
Really?
I'm wondering if that's what it is.
I don't think, I didn't get the feeling that they were musical theater people. They almost feel like country bumpkins. That I don't know, just didn't get a chance. Always dreamed of, they didn't get their record deal. They didn't get their chance to sing. They dreamed of being a singer, and it just never manifested.
Yeah, if the Holiday Inn is how you can have your moment to shine, I'm not going to knock you for it.
Oh my God, how funny was that Ross Instagrammed about it, and then people came down from their rooms to meet him.
That just shows you the power.
I know. I know. Okay, anything else? What else happened?
That's pretty much all I can think of. Oh, I do have to say one thing, though. Ross was... Oh. First of all, your neighbors with the parking tickets on the tree... At my old newsroom, not the station, not NBC Palm Springs, but my old newsroom, one year I put up a little mini Christmas tree that I got from Hobby Lobby. Too much.
No, you actually went to Sarah Marie. You need to bring that tree. Do you still have it? Thank God.
Donated it to somebody, but I got a tree and we put mugshots of the year, like our favorite mugshots of the year, and I put them on little ornaments.
How cute. You need mugshots of famous people?
No, the people from the town.
Oh my God. Oh, because you were in the news, so you got those pictures. How cute. That's a great idea.
The wildest mugshots, the wildest, those kind of mugshots that are crazy that you see on the internet. We did those, but the local ones, and we put them on the tree.
No, that's a good idea. That's really cute. And I think that the LGBTQ youth center next door to me, they are really funny to put their parking tickets on, but I have to say the gay boy that lives there, he's like, I want you to come in the other day and come look at the tree I have in my bedroom, because I have have a tree set up in there too. And I'm like, okay. So I go in the LGBTQ youth center. It was hilarious. And I go back to his room, and in the corner is a Christmas tree lit up, and he has 4 stockings on it, and they spell out dick. One's a D-I-C. It says dick. And then for the top of the tree is this big old nasty looking dildo. Can you believe the LGBTQ center, youth center?
Sounds wild.
Absolutely biblical and wild. But I just thought it was so funny.
I thought this was like a sexual proposition. Please come into my bedroom.
I know it sounds like that, but they're so sweet and they're so young and innocent. I don't think they're straight talkers. Like,
They knew you, but they knew you.
yeah, they did, but I think they listened to a couple episodes in the past, and then like they're not loyal listeners. Oh, excuse me, that my stomach. I think it was the food.
Stop it.
All the elements of the outdoors. Okay, what else? What else before we get to top and bottom? Anything else? Steve, come here. I'm very distracted with Steve because he keeps pulling. There's food all over the floor.
I think that's it. I mean, yeah, that's it. I mean, this was right before Thanksgiving, right?
Oh yeah, it's the Thanksgiving show, but it didn't feel like a big Thanksgiving show. It just felt like a show, and we mentioned
When did you
Thanksgiving.
When did you talk about You talked a little bit about Thanksgiving, yeah, like, and how was your Thanksgiving? I know that you spent it alone. Did you enjoy yourself?
Oh, thank you for asking, Sarah. Yes, I did spend it alone with Steve, and I had a great Thanksgiving. I watched Avatar and Steel Magnolias and The Wizard of Oz. So gay. And then I was like done with TV, but I got to eat what I want, do what I want, sleep, do nothing, organize, clean. I had the best Thanksgiving. I kind of highly recommend that people try Thanksgiving, at least one alone. It's surreal, but it's really wonderful. Steve, stop.
I know I messaged you privately, and I said that when I was living away from home, in Montana, and people would invite me over for holidays. Remember I mentioned to you? And I said, really, I think people don't realize, like, when you're away from family, sometimes going into somebody else's family and you have to eat like somebody else's grandma's like green bean casserole. And you have to, and it's just kind of like, and it reminds you that, like, you know, I'm not with my family, and then you have to drive home. And I just love staying at home on holidays. I don't want to go anywhere. I don't want to like get in a car accident. Like, I just want to stay home.
No, see, this is why we're friends, because I know you get it. And the truth is, like, I have social anxiety, and it's a real thing. So I don't feel comfortable around other people's Thanksgiving dinner, or even at a dinner table. I just don't feel comfortable. And I don't like the fact that I'm used to like the regular stovetop stuffing out of the box, right? I don't want like beets thrown in it. I don't want like gumballs thrown in it. Like, I don't want, what is like, you know what I mean? Sometimes people, like you just said, like slimy weird things are in their stuffing. Like, what? No.
And then you're just reminded that, like, this isn't the Thanksgiving that I want.
That's right.
Why am I here?
And then I end up in tears and leaving. So I might as well just stay home alone.
100%. I'm all for spending holidays alone.
I love that you get it. Okay, so let's get to
Tops and bottoms.
top and bottom.
Give me 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. It's top and bottom, yeah. It's top and bottom, yeah. Tell me everything and anything. It's top and bottom, yeah. It's top and bottom, yeah.
Thank you, Cookie Marie.
Oh my gosh, Sarah.
I do have to say that song will be like stuck in my head for days, top and bottom. Days.
I have to say that I believe that Top and Bottom by Cookie Olafante is by far one of her best songs jingles she's ever written, ever performed, ever done.
I am such a Cookie stan. Like, love her.
Oh, she's gonna love it. Isn't Cookie wonderful? She's so quirky and unusual and fun and wonderful. Okay.
And if you're not following Cookie on Twitter, you must. The
Oh,
things
yes.
she texts or tweets are wild.
Aren't her tweets funny? Cookie, if you're listening, we love you so much, number one, and we love your tweets. Aren't they funny? Because she'll just like tweet about what she's thinking. Like, oh, I'm a little down. Like, I might.
Or go into like his real life.
I know. No, I love Cookie. Okay, so we're going to do top and bottom. So 3 tops, 3 bottoms. So let's start with your top 3 most favorite things from the episode. So starting with number 1.
Daria, just her whole presence and her song. I love the song, and I'm such a Daria fan. Actually, I have the tumbler back from the Yonder Market back in the day, with it says like, "I love that you love water." I brought that the first time I met.
That's a true fan.
Yeah, I brought the tumbler, and he was like, "Oh my God, I love that you have this tumbler."
Sarah, I love that you're a fan of the show. Like, I love this. Oh my God, and what a nice number 1 top.
Love Daria.
Yeah, I love Daria too. And I do love her laugh. We were talking, like, that laugh of hers is so contagious.
She's such a great energy, and she's changed and evolved so much since the first time we met her throughout the show. She's she's just so whole and so at peace, it sounds like.
Yeah. Will you give me a Daria of Change soundbite?
A Daria of change.
Okay, number 2, top most favorite moment of the episode, Gravy.
When Daria talked about her crystals, I'm laughing out loud already, and said one was like milk, and then Nikki goes, "Oh, mother's milk."
I did catch that.
And then she has one called Lemurium, and you go, "Lemurium, darling." I was literally laughed out loud driving down the street. "Lemurium, darling."
And I think I even put it in the back of my throat, Lemurium, darling. Ooh.
You really did.
That's a good one. That's so funny. Okay, what's the top? What?
Lemurium, darling.
Oh my God! On her notes, she wrote Lemurium, darling. Lemurium. Oh, that's so funny. Okay, so we did number 1. Number 3.
LGBTQ Youth Center. Also, laugh out loud. Like, I will never not laugh at that. The young people that live next door to Fagsy are named the Youth Center. Oh my God, I was dying.
Well, I call it the LGBTQ Youth Center every time I talk about it, but Ross says that's too long, so he calls it just the Youth Center. But
it makes me think of like a church youth center.
I know. So could you when we talked about it, could you imagine what it was? Like in your head, did you try to imagine what they were like, those kids?
Yeah, I picture them being like 12 and they play video games at the church.
They do. And I hear Christmas songs and they sing at the top of their lungs and they're raunchy and they're smart and they're just really wonderful kids.
That's so fun. What are they, like 25?
They're like 21, 22, like around there, like young.
Oh, they are children.
I know.
They probably don't even know any references. Like, they probably don't even know what Y2K is.
Y2K! Oh my God.
I work with these like very young 20-something-year-olds. They don't know what Y2K is. They don't even know who Jonathan Taylor Thomas is.
No.
They don't know.
I get what you're saying because when I say to these kids, "Oh, do you like Barbara Streisand?" Who's that?
Oh my! I worked with a girl who didn't know how to pronounce Judy Garland. Can you believe?
It's shocking, isn't it? That's why when Ross talks about Liza Minnelli, and I think for the young listeners, first of all, I'm glad he does that because it brings Liza maybe into their lives. But it's just so funny because like only our generation would kind of really get the impact of Liza Minnelli, you know?
Well, I'm a millennial. Like, I'm 32. But it's... Even I know these things. Like, get out from the rock you're living under.
I know. Oh, but the LGBTQ Center is just so wonderful. Okay, well, those were 3 top. Good job on the 3 tops. Now we're going to move into your, I'm going to bottom you. So what's your first bottom, least most favorite thing that happened on the episode?
The least favorite thing that happened on the episode. Like, the bottom.
For number 1 bottom, the thing least, like, you're like,
The freaking visual of that hungry man makes me want to vomit.
You make me so happy. Did you notice on the show that I never ate it? Like, did you ever hear me going, this is good, or trying it? I stayed away from it. I was in CJ's chair, which is a little further away, and I was kind of grateful because I didn't want to bite into that. But Ross does stand behind it.
No, all I could get past was like, well, no, couldn't get past, but like all you could hear was just Nikki going the whole time. And like, because, come on, a hungry man?
Have you ever had a hungry man frozen Thanksgiving dinner?
No, and I'm not about ready to.
It really is gross. But I did last year, he did it before, and I did take a little bite of the stuffing, and it wasn't bad.
Well, the stuffing is probably safe. The turkey, though, I cannot.
Well, like, when Nikki explained it as like a carcass, a dead
Okay. That's probably, that thing's probably the furthest thing from a carcass, though. It's hungry man.
So funny.
It's like a meat byproduct.
I know, it is gross, but I do love that Ross is like 100% behind it. I stand by my hungry man. No. He says. Okay, what's number 2? What
does that stand by?
Stand by my hungry man. Okay, what's your 2 second bottom? Somebody has maybe has a cold. The guy in back of me.
I'm trying to think what my second bottom would be. I did feel bad for Daria. I felt like she was being picked on during the gravy part of it all.
Oh my God! So why? Okay, let's talk about this. So did you feel she was seriously? I couldn't tell if when Ross said Daria's Thanksgiving gravy, if she was seriously mad because she was like, no, fuck you all. Remember, fuck you all. You're never coming back. I couldn't tell if she was joking or she was serious. But like, there's nothing to take offense. I didn't quite.
I think she'd reached her limit.
Why does Freaky Fagsy do that? It pushes everybody to the limit, and then everybody hates me online.
I I think what it was is I think at first she was like, should I talk about this from my personal experience? And then she did, and then immediately regretted it. I think that's what it was.
Only straight talk can do that.
Poor Daria.
I'm sorry, but Daria's Thanksgiving gravy, when Ross said that it was really funny. I still kind of like Mystic Waters. You don't like Mystic Waters?
I don't like any of it.
I don't even think the word squirting. I don't like the word squirting. She was right about that. She changed the name. Okay, so that was your second. What's your last bottom, least, most favorite moment?
I don't know if I have one. I'm trying to think. I think here's another thing too is that CJ wasn't there, and I think he does add, especially. It's so funny because you always think like, would the podcast feel different if it misses one of the characters? And it does. Yeah. Certainly does. And not having CJ does add, even though he's kind of the strong silent type in the back, he does add like a different dimension to it. And I do love having an all girls episode.
Well, you can just consider Ross and I girls, you know.
Well, I'm not considering Ross. It's like more you. You're one of the girls. But like, it's different. It's like fun to have like a feminine episode, but without CJ, he adds like a different.
No, he does. And driving over here, I actually was thinking about that. I was thinking about CJ today and like how important he is to the show. He really is, and he does bring a different aspect to it. And I was trying to figure out what it is, and I really kind of can't. He just does. It's just him. It's his personality, and I really love it. I love what he brings to the show. And
I can't put my finger on it. I think he's the adult in the room, maybe.
He's kind of the adult, kind of the serious one. He's not too silly. Like I think that Ross and I are super silly. Yeah. Nikki's silly, but I don't think CJ's necessarily silly. I think that's what it is. He's funny. He's funny in a very...
He also seems a lot more comfortable in Christina Darling. Yeah. I don't know if is he still taking Ross's edibles or what it is, but he's definitely more comfortable.
Yeah. Well, I don't know I don't know, because I think he was kind of more quiet before, and then he's because people have been saying he's talking more. I almost broke that. But I want his chair. I was sitting in his chair, and the chair I'm in is horrid.
Why? I literally.
It's just a hard, straight chair. Like,
oh my God, you should bring in your own chair. Ross would die. Oh my God. Could you imagine?
No, he would die. I think he would go like, get it out. He'd probably say, get it out. I don't want that in here. Get it out. But he wanted me to kind of duke it out with CJ about the chair. Yeah. So I don't know if that's going to happen, but I would love to sit in CJ's chair because I felt more comfortable on the show. And in my wig, it was just more comfortable because my chair, and I'm claustrophobic and I have no leg room. I can't move, but I don't want to complain because then I'm going to get all these messages about you're a complainer, you're negative, too much.
Too much.
Well, I think we did it. That was top and bottom, right? Oh my God, Sarah, that was wonderful.
Top and bottom. Good.
1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. It's top and bottom, yeah. It's top and bottom, yeah. Tell me everything and anything. It's top and bottom, yeah. It's top and bottom, yeah.
Well, Sarah Sanchez, we did it. Oh my God. You know what? You're glowing.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Malone.
You're absolutely glowing. And I hope I am.
You're always glowing, Mr. Malone. Also, can we just mention real quick the sage that's burning above your head?
Oh my God. Will you tell the listeners what happened with the sage, how weird that was?
So we were walking in. Well, I walk in and I immediately notice there's sage burning above Mr. Malone's head at this restaurant. And I'm like, I smell it and I thought he put it there.
But we were talking about sage.
We were talking about spirit because my husband was here eating with us and he believes in spirits and he's very, I guess, spiritual, whatever.
But I think as a world-renowned psychic medium that I am, I do believe that he's psychic. I think there's a psychic thing about him. He has like a gift. He doesn't know it.
He's just not tapped into it.
He's not tapped into it, but I can sense it.
So we're talking about sage and I'm like, well, there is sage burning above your head right now. Do you know that?
I had no idea that was above my head. There are no accidents and things like this happen all the time in the mystic world of Mr. Malone. Well, Sarah, this was so much fun. Can you come on again?
Absolutely. Thank you so much for driving all the way out here to beautiful Palm Springs, California.
Oh my God, of course. Well, the number one reason I did was because I wanted to do this with you in person because I love you so much and I don't get to spend enough time with you. If I lived here, I think we'd be together all the time.
For sure. Yeah. And I wanted to go out to Burbank, but it's hard. I'm working Sundays. It's drama.
It's all, and the baby. The baby's a lot. My baby, my little baby. Her baby is so adorable. And I'm not just saying that. You got a good one.
Oh, thank you. And I just want to say real quick, I don't know if Trisha listens to this episode, but I saw Trish, last time I saw Trisha was at the Ross's Beverly Brunch debut here in Palm Springs. And my due date was Trisha's birthday. And I had her on my due date.
Oh my God, that's big. That's huge. Okay, well, I'll tell her to listen to this. Oh my
They
God.
have the same birthday.
How cute. I love that. Sarah Sanchez, you are just full of surprises and wonderfulness. Now, anything else you want to say to end out close the episode out? I can't even talk at this point. I'm full, I'm bloated, and I need to fart.
Well, this place is called Cheeky's, so.
But anything else you want to say about the episode, Gravy? How did it end? What did we do at the very end?
I think we didn't address the part that it was a really nice episode. You guys talked about the roses and the thorns, and there were some beautiful moments that I didn't even mention, but that was good. Like, it's good to have these serious moments, because I think to some people this podcast is very serious because it helps people. It helped me.
Well, I like that. Thank you, Sarah. That's why I show up every week. I feel like if I can help others through what I'm experiencing in my life, then it's all worth it. But as far as the rose and the thorn segment we had, I don't think Ross quite got my rose moment because I was grateful for triggers. Did that make sense to you?
Yes, it did. But and congratulations on you for being triggered and still spinning it in a new light. I'm triggered and I just get angry. So.
You get angry, but that's why. But I just feel, and I just got to say this again to explain myself. I'm grateful for being triggered because those are the moments that we're forced to evolve and forced to learn about ourselves. When we have a reaction and we get upset about something, we need to look inside. I feel like look inside yourself and ask yourself why you're reacting and feeling the way you're feeling. And then when you figure it out, you learn and you grow and you know more about yourself. So I'm just thankful for that. I mean, I have a whole list of things I can be grateful for since the fire. I mean, I've received so much help and so many beautiful gifts. It's just amazing. So I can go on and on. So I was trying to condense it. And then my thorn was like people not using their turn signals, which drives me nuts. Does it drive you nuts?
I'm that person.
You don't use your turn signal?
Well,
Sarah Marie.
Probably 90% of the time. Probably. I'm a bad driver. I'm a very aggressive driver, so.
Oh my God. Well, okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And I just want to say congratulations on the Kiss Kiss Club.
Oh my God. And you are a member. You're a Diamond Elite. What do they call it? Diamond Elite, Golden Supreme member, VIP. So thank you for joining.
Welcome. And I'm also a Patreon member of Mr. Malone.
Oh my God, you're supporting my Gay Times 4 podcast. Oh, Sarah Marie, I just love you so much.
Love you too.
Okay, well, thank you again for being on Afterglow. I'm going to say it again and again and again. I love you, Sarah Sanchez. I just love you so much. Until next time, keep glowing, Sarah Sanchez.
Keep glowing, Mr. Malone. Bye-bye. Kiss, kiss.
Oh, yes, kiss, kiss. But Sarah, am I glowing?
You're positively glowing.
Thank you. What color is it?
Yellow.
Yellow. Oh, thank you. Yes. Hello over there. Thank you so much. Yes, I'm Afterglow. Are you Afterglow?
I am. Say to the dog in the back.
Let's go.
Hello, dog. You're afterglowing. You're glowing. One moment.
I love this.